In the rush of everyday life, have you ever paused for a moment and asked yourself, who do I truly want to become? Have you ever wondered, sincerely, what the most beautiful and powerful version of yourself could look like? Welcome to the Heal and Grow podcast. My name is Xavier, and I am here to accompany you in this episode to remind you of one simple truth. You can become a better version of yourself, not through perfection, but through honesty, growth, and patience, day by day. If you are listening today, perhaps it is not a coincidence. Maybe the universe brought you here at the exact moment you needed this message, the moment you began to understand yourself more deeply and to desire a life that aligns with the values rooted within you. Before we go any further, I want you to close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath. Allow yourself to settle into the calmest space you can find within you. Now imagine this. Who will you become in the next 5 years, 10 years, or even 20 years? If you want to, you can pause this episode here and reflect on it sincerely. There is no rush. Give your heart the chance to answer. This is not a vague question. It is a question powerful enough to guide the direction of your entire life. Because if you do not choose who you want to become, life will choose for you. You will do what everyone else does, chase what everyone else wants, and one day, you may look back and realize you have been living a life that was never truly yours. You may achieve many things and still feel empty inside. Only when you choose your own path can you live the life your heart has always longed for. There were times when I was terrified of looking back at who I was, afraid of seeing my mistakes, afraid of feeling the disappointment of opportunities I let slip away, afraid of the heartbreak tied to relationships I lost. But then I realized something important. No one becomes their best self without first facing the version of themselves that once carried pain. You cannot heal what you refuse to look at. You cannot change a bad habit if you keep pretending it does not exist. You cannot grow if you keep avoiding the memories, emotions, and mistakes you have never allowed yourself to confront. You cannot mature if you keep turning away from the truth. You cannot heal as long as you run from the things that once hurt you. And you cannot step into a new life while the older parts of you are still crying out to be seen. If you do not face and refine that outdated version of yourself, it will continue to shape the way you live today. You might think you are in control, but unresolved past experiences still hold the steering wheel. You can try to move forward as fast as you can, but if there is a wound inside you that has never been acknowledged, it will pull you back. You can change everything on the outside, but if the inside remains untouched and unseen, you will repeat the same patterns again and again. You cannot run away from yourself. You can only learn to walk with yourself, slowly, gently, one step at a time. Your best self is not the perfect one. It is not the most beautiful version of you, not the most successful, and not the version that receives the most admiration. Because all of those things, appearance, reputation, attention, are only outer layers, and those layers will change with time, with circumstances, and with the way life unfolds. Your best self is the version of you that is strong on the inside. It is the version that you are steady enough not to be blown away every time life brings a storm. You are gentle enough to pause, to listen to yourself, and to tenderly heal the places that still hurt. You know what truly matters, and you no longer live according to what others expect from you. You are peaceful in your own company, yet brave enough to step into the light, to create value, to love, and to help others. You are not perfect, but you are truthful, with your heart, with your choices, and with your life. That is the most beautiful version of you. Not the version that earns applause, but the version that makes you look into the mirror, smile, and say, "Finally, I am living as myself." If you cannot clearly see who you will become 5 years from now, that is completely okay. You do not need to have all the answers yet. In fact, there is something more important than the question, "Who will I become?" It is the question, "Who am I becoming each day?" You may not see the full picture of your future, but you can always see the way you meet your present moment. And that is what builds inner strength. Inner strength is the one thing no one can take away from you. It grows every time you walk through fear. It becomes stronger every time you fall but rise again. It becomes clearer every time you dare to let go of what is no longer aligned with you. If you cannot yet see your future self 5 years ahead, focus instead on becoming someone who is calmer than yesterday, steadier than last month, and more honest with yourself every single day. Because when you have inner strength, you no longer need to chase any ideal or image. You are no longer easily shaken by opinions, expectations, or judgment from others. You become someone who can move through life with confidence, peace, and intention. The future may still be uncertain, but a strong heart within you is what will guide you, no matter how life turns or changes. We all have moments we wish we could erase from memory. The impulsive words we wish we had never spoken. The careless choices we still think about. The precious opportunities we let slip away. The love that was once beautiful, but no longer belongs to the present. But without those imperfect moments, how could you have grown into who you are today? Your best self is not the version that has never made mistakes. Your best self is the version that dares to look back, dares to learn, dares to change, and most importantly, dares to move forward. After every fall, you become calmer. After every wound, you become wiser. And each time you choose to respond differently, more gently, more maturely, more truthfully, you take one step closer to the most beautiful version of yourself. We cannot go back and rewrite the past, but we can always rewrite ourselves, starting from this very moment. No one can change what has already happened, but you always have the power to write the next chapter in the way you deserve. And before we close today, I want you to take one soft breath and come back to yourself. We do not need to change our entire lives overnight. All it takes is something small, one moment, one feeling, one choice. So ask yourself gently, what is one small thing I am grateful for today? Let this question stay with you tonight. Light but deep. Small but warm enough to soften your heart. Thank you for being here with me in the Heal and Grow podcast. I wish you a peaceful night and a restful sleep. See you in the next episode. Good night, my dear friend.